Hello Art Nerds, a little video for you. Something I get asked a lot, and that's not just me saying that to sound like I'm popular, is what do you make your stencils out of? Now, I remember when I first started doing stencils, I did experiment with many different materials. So I'll try to share a bit of what I tried and what didn't work and what works. First off, if you see any of the big stencil artists, the C215, Logan Hicks, etc., they'll nearly always be using a thing called Manila card. That's Manila. It's a card that sort of has an oil coating so it doesn't absorb the paint, waterproof. That stuff is about £5 or £6 per A1. So I don't use that because I'm not rich enough. But if I ever get to the heights of those guys, I'll be using Manila. And if you're a rich kid, use Manila card. You'll see people like Banksy who use cardboard, just cardboard that you've got in a box. Cardboard works absolutely fine if you're going to do quite a harsh stencil, but if you want lots of detail and you want something that is sharp, normal cardboard is no good. Of course, you can use paper that just comes out the printer, but you can get about one spray out of that, and if it's anything more than a good rigid shape, you're a bit shit, so don't bother with it. Another thing you can use are these acetones, which you see for overhead projectors. These are plastic. These are really good for using because there's two reasons. One, the paint won't go through. Two, you can see when you're lining up, so you can see through it. Downside to these is one, they're not easy to cut, and two, they get a bit flimsy, as you can see. They collapse. If you're going to use these, use like a hot knife to burn and cut. Really good way of doing it, but definitely more expensive and a bit more convoluted to do. Whenever I do an overlay of text, I always use acetones because I can get them over and position them on the painting and still see the painting, which is handy for lining up. So what do I use? What am I using in my videos? I'm using card, just white card. Now, it's not quite that simple. Paper card is measured in a thing called GMS, which stands for, oh bugger, I'll write it down below. If you take your standard printer paper, that is 80 GMS, that's the thickness of it. And it goes up to about 600, I think, until you get onto like corrugated card. So what's the best GMS card to use? You need a good thick one. I would say around 260 to 360 is your best bet. So you want some card that's 260 GMS to 360 GMS. 260 is pretty good, 260 is very easy to cut. Your knife will slide through it and it won't blunt the blade too much. This, the bigger stuff, is 300 GMS. You can't really see the difference in thickness if I put them beside each other. There's a quite different noise. See, that's more deeper. And if you look at them side by side, you can see the difference in thickness, but you won't really tell the difference in thickness until you start cutting them. So I use 300 GMS, but if I could go down a bit to say 280, I probably would. Use 300 GMS mainly because I can buy it in big bulk loads, but I would look around 280 if you can. So that's it really. I use card, lots of card, in A1, A3, A4 sheets, and that for me makes a pretty damn good stencil. You can get tight lines, it's forgiving, the paint won't absorb into it and destroy it, and that's what I use. So every time you ask me, what do you use to make your stencils? I use card. 260 to 360 GMS card. White is always easier because it's easier to draw on. If you're super rich, get Manila card. And if you can't afford any of this, just grab a box, cut it up, an Amazon box, and get stenciling. The point is, just do it. Just do it. It doesn't matter if you've got the right equipment, just do it. The same way as I always say, it doesn't matter what paint you use, it's how good you are at painting. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, it would be really cool if you could subscribe to my channel. That would be much appreciated. I shall see you in the next video. Good luck with all your stenciling.